So, quick question, I mean, this is where I want some participation from you guys. Um, the admissions team that you are trying to impress with your essays and your applications, they get paid a salary by the school. But who is their customer? Who are they really trying to impress? Who basically literally whips their rear if the cohort that they admit is not cool? Shreya, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, let's see if somebody else does. So I learned this and you can write in the chat, guys, if you don't want to talk, and that's fine too. Just take a shot, right? Are you trying to impress the admissions dean, the dean of the school, people outside? Who are you trying to impress? I took a class at Stanford, and again, these links I'll share with you guys, and some of them I already shared in the pre-lecture email, which I sent out last night to the registered attendees, but I'll send out this later today again. Schools really cater to their professors. Their professors are their lifeblood, right? If the cohort that comes in from the school is not cool, if it's not as exciting to the professors, they make it a point to make a huge stink about it. And if you know who the customer, go ahead, Shreya.
Group says that, are they trying to impress the public?
Correct. Well, partly, but the admissions officer gets their money from the school. They are basically paid like, most of us do get paid. The public perception is marketing, which these schools are masters of, but it's the professors. It's the professors they are most scared of, and that's an area. And I learned this when I went to Stanford, and I took this class at Stanford about 4 years ago, and the ex-dean of admissions of Stanford talked about this in great amount of detail, that you really have to impress the professors, which is if they look at your profile, they're looking for things that'll make the professors happy, which will get them off their back. And if you have a way to even connect with any of those professors in the prior years, that gives you a leg up over everybody else. This is quick details about me, my blog, ways to reach me, things I do for fun. This is Shreya. Shreya, quickly, do you want to address the seniors? Anything that comes to your mind before I get started? Or
not particularly. I just I mean, hang in there, like, and honestly, your best friend is just emailing people, because that's exactly what I did. My dad will talk a little bit more about that as well. I'll talk a bit more about that, but yeah, I'm a little bit about me really quick. I'm a sophomore at Wellesley. I'm doing a lot of research work at MIT right now. I'm a computer science major, as many of you might be, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my introduction. So yeah.
You can tell them how you drove me crazy in the 12th grade. This time of the year, we would not talk to each other. We would be in other rooms.
No, it wasn't me who drove you crazy. It was you who drove me crazy, because parents can be kind of awful during this time, like very much on your back, like forcing you to write your essays. But it's kind of like it's in the job description of your parent, but at the same time, like you and your parent are going to have to figure out the fine line between them being all up in your personal space and them just helping you out with what's right for you. So, and I think we eventually found that.
But there will be days when you and I would only talk from across the room through chat or through our Google Docs.
Like they'll definitely go through that same thing. Yeah.
There are high stress situations where you didn't want me to touch your essays, but you didn't want me to, you also wanted my validation. And you would send me 2-3 times a day work that you finish, and I would make edits to it, or not edits. You would forbid me from doing edits. I only could do comments, and then you would go in and reject like 10 of my comments and accept one.
And I would have to say, just based on just like a little aside on that note, the only reason I was comfortable with my dad reading even my personal essays was because I've always gone to my parents to edit my essays at school and in work. And so if you and your child don't really have that bond yet, it's a little bit too late to force them to let you read their essays. Like, you can definitely help them out, but the reason why I went to my dad and my mom and just my grandma, like, for editing my essays was because I already had an established relationship with them, and not all kids have that. And I've heard from many parents that like their kid won't let them read their essays, and they're angry about it, but that time is past if you're a senior, especially. So
was there a question? Somebody said something?
No, that was
yeah. But You and I worked together on National History Day, different projects. Whenever you did speeches, I helped you with some. So I knew some of your style. I respected a lot of your style, and I knew you wouldn't do something stupid. But I
Yeah.
think most of the work I did was typically in the beginning. When you would start on a prompt, I would say, okay, let's think about this. This is maybe you could put it over here. But then once we would decide, you would do the writing. Then you would come and speak to me. We would, rewrite parts of it. But the gist was still yours. I mean, I helped frame it, but to your point, I mean, as long as there's a counselor that's working with a kid, you just have to trust them and let it go through to the point.
Mhm.
Okay,
Agreed.
so let's go back to the slide deck.